You ever hear somebody say, oh, I would never pay somebody to scoop my dog poop. My kid takes care of the dog poop. That's their chore. That's their responsibility. They're the one that wanted the dog anyways. Oh no, I have a husband. He takes care of that. If you've heard things like this, you are probably a professional pooper scooper. Hi, my name is Erica Crouppen, and I am the owner of Crouppen's Poop and Scoopin', a dog waste removal business here in Michigan. And I create content over here on the Scoopstart channel for the Poop Scoop Millionaire community over on School. Now, I know when I started the business, I had a lot of questions, like a ton of questions. And the biggest one is, who's actually going to pay for this service? Okay, and it has taken time to figure out who the ideal customer is, what their wants and what their needs are, and why are they actually hiring a pooper scooper. Different customers have different needs, and you would be surprised on what we're actually selling to our customer. A lot of people think that it's pooper scooper services. No, we're selling more than that. So if you're interested in hearing all about that, stay tuned. If you're in business and you have customers, you get it, you understand people are paying for their service. But if you are just coming across this video and you're like, wait, what is this pooper scooper thing? And you're kind of confused, you're like, wait a minute, people would actually pay somebody to scoop their dog poop? Yes, people do. I have a lot of people that pay me to scoop their dog poop. William and Levi over at Swoop Scoops have a lot of people. Like their business does 7 figures. My business does 6 figures. Justin, that owns Department of Duty, his business does 7 figures. So I'm here to tell you that a lot of people pay money to have their dog poop scooped. So this really breaks down to time is money. And a lot of homeowners might think that it doesn't cost them any money to just scoop the dog poop. You hear it all the time. Oh, I just scoop the poop myself. They're probably the person that is literally underneath their dog's butthole, holding a bag, waiting for their dog to poop. Those people aren't your ideal customer right now. And why I say that it's not your ideal customer right now, because at any given time throughout their life or their dog's life, circumstances can change. Real life example. I was scooping this yard. The person that was behind, like the yard behind, he was out there scooping. And he's like, I just don't understand how people could be so lazy. I'm out here, I scoop it every time. But good for you. I'm glad to see that your business is doing well. And I was like, oh, just friendly. I would chit chat with him. He looked oddly familiar. I later found out it was my friend's husband, uncle, or something like that. They have very similar eyes. Fast forward, it might have been a year or two, he had a stroke because he was an older gentleman. He had a stroke and the wife came outside, and because the husband had always taken care of all the yard stuff, she was stressed out. He was in the hospital. Guess who they hired to scoop that dog poop? Me. I took care of it until he got out of the hospital. And then once he got out of the hospital, he resumed his normal duties and took care of it, and I haven't been back since. So anybody that owns a dog can potentially become one of your customers throughout different life circumstances, okay? So don't rule anybody out. And even people that don't make a lot of money, at a certain point, it may become so urgent and so necessary that they will figure out how to pay you. And for us as scoopers, it traditionally only takes like at max 15 minutes. We're in and out. Some other people can be in and out of property in 7 minutes, not here in Michigan. And so it's like super quick and it's super efficient for us. But if you're a homeowner, you're at home, you're thinking about going and scooping the dog poop, you have to like muster up the energy. You gotta go outside, you gotta find your scooper, you gotta get your bag. Those scoopers, those bags are not usually as efficient, and you're not as focused. You're probably getting bothered. We're focused. We have a dedicated like path, grid-like pattern. We're in and out. We understand the properties. It's going to take the homeowner a longer time to scoop this dog poop. So it is costing them time in the long run because they could be spending that time doing literally anything else. Building a business, spending time with their kids, pouring into their partner and spouse. And I don't think people really understand how important taking that time and outsourcing stuff that can be outsourced is. I didn't realize, like in my mind, I thought I had to clean the house because that was my womanly duties. Like it just didn't make sense to me to hire. Like I would have loved to hire somebody, but it just didn't click to me until William explained to me, like, you can outsource that. Do stuff that only you can do. And so I have somebody that cleans my house now. So now I can make more videos like this. I can spend time snuggling with my husband, or going on walks with my husband, or spending time with my dog, or having conversations with the kids that are important, while I have somebody else that cleans my house. Because having a clean house is important. It doesn't matter who does it. It's very similar with the dog poop. It's very important that the dog poop is getting picked up. It doesn't matter who's doing it as long as it's getting done. And that kind of ties into hidden costs, because they might think that it's free, but really it's costing them time with their family. It's costing maybe arguments between the kids, maybe an argument between the partner, the spouses, because they're not doing it like they're supposed to, and then there's nagging going on. And it's just, I know that our service being hired out has stopped many of fights. And then also we're eliminating health risks, because when this poop starts to pile up in the backyard, it attracts rats, other rodents. The dogs could potentially start eating the poop, which is going to cause health issues with the dog. Maybe the muddy paws are going to step in it. They're going to bring it into the house, okay? They're going to bring it into the house. And then if they have carpet, guess what needs to happen? The carpet needs to be cleaned, either by a professional, which is going to cost them money, or by the homeowner, which is going to cost them time, which eventually could cost them money, because they could be spending that other time doing other things. And I know you're probably like, all right, Erica, who actually pays? Who pays for this? Get to it. Okay, I'm going to tell you. But first, let me tell you about ScoopCon 2025. ScoopCon 2025 is a pooper scooper convention that is being put on by William. Super excited. It's in May in Idaho, Coeur d'Alene, Idaho to be exact. It is May 23rd and 24th. You are going to be surrounded by OG scoopers, people that have been in the industry for a very long time, like Jim. He's been in the industry for 20 plus years. It might be 30 plus years. Don't quote me on that. I should have wrote that down. People such as myself, which creates content and have met a lot, or have not met, but have talked to a lot of you online and inspired a lot of people. You have William and Levi. They're the owners of Poop Scoop, and they do millions of dollars in poop scooping, which is crazy. I can't, being around them is just very eye-opening. I'm so excited. I'm so excited about this event. Justin from Department of Duty, he's going to be there. He's got $1 million plus business. Mike Caston, he owns Pudini. He's going to be there. He's one of the OGs. And there's going to be a lot of new people that are coming into the industry. And why I'm really excited about this is because I've been in business for 6 years. So I don't know what it's like starting a business in 2025. Because I started my business before 2020. So I can't wait to hear your stories and shake hands and share stories and become inspired by you, and to learn from our keynote speakers, which I'm going to be a speaker and I'm really excited about it. And then we're also going to have some fun. Like we're going to learn a lot, but we're also going to go on a VIP cruise, and we're going to have some fun and relax and swap stories, and just who knows what's going to happen. So if you haven't purchased your tickets yet, go ahead and click my link down in the description to purchase your tickets. They're selling fast. I would really hate for you to miss out on this opportunity. And this is the first one. I'm sure there's going to be plenty more as the years go on, but there's nothing like the first one. There's nothing like the first time. So I really want you to be a part of this, as we're just all trying to figure this out together. Okay, I'm gonna deliver on my promise. Who's paying? Who's paying for this service? You have your busy professionals, people that are busy working. They not spending time in their backyard. They have a dog, they love dog. Like me, I'm a busy professional, busy entrepreneur. I got a lot going on. I know I'm a pooper scooper, but I don't even scoop my own poop. I got my house is on route. Charles scoops my house on Fridays. He does a great job. I love it. Thank you, Charles, if you're watching this. Okay, I'm the ideal customer. Not only am I a busy professional, I'm also a family person. I got kids, okay? My kids don't want to do it. And guess what I don't want to do? I don't want to have to ask my kids to do it. I don't want to have to demand that my kids do it. I don't want to stay on top of them about it. I would much rather go on a bike ride, go on a walk, teach them about budgeting, teaching them how to create a budget. Maybe talk about anything other than scoop and poop, because I really don't think having my kids go out there is teaching them a life skill. It's not important. Having it done is important. Who's doing it? It's not important. And our sweet spot really is that dual income household. Mom and dad both work, they're both busy, they have kids, and the kids are in sports. For any of you guys that are watching that have kids in sports, there's not enough time to go around. There's not enough time between toggling between the schools and the sports and whatever else is going on. The last thing you want to do is scoop the poop. You want to spend time with your fur baby. You want to love on them, but you don't want to scoop the dog poop. So that is our sweet spot. That's who we're targeting right there. We also have our elderly, like I was talking about earlier, the gentleman that was not my ideal customer, or I was not his ideal service until he had a stroke and he was in the hospital, and his little sweet wife only did housework. She never did anything outside, and she came and she probably waited. She was like, I know that girl's gonna be in that backyard scooping on Thursdays. And I'm gonna go out there and say, hey, my husband had a stroke. Can you come scoop my yard? And I'd say, of course, I would love to. Now, they're my ideal customer. And let's face it, the elderly aren't the healthiest, right? They're old, and if they have not taken care of themselves, they might be really old and not mobile. Their eyesight might not be the best. They might not be able to bend down and pick up the dog poop. So they're definitely willing to pay for the service. HOA communities, those communities right there, and people that live in the communities are willing to pay for the service. There's a couple reasons why. On the residential side, HOAs are very strict. I don't know if you know anything about HOAs, but they are very, very strict. And if you don't have your dog poop picked up, you can get a fine, and some of those fines can be super, super expensive. So people are gonna wanna make sure that their dog poop is being kept up on, because paying you is less than getting a fat fine from the HOA. Now, on the commercial side of it, if the community has a lot of dogs and they have paths where people walk the dogs, they'll have dog waste stations peppered throughout the community. And the HOA community will pay you to service those stations, as their maintenance people typically don't want to take care of it. They don't do a good job. They're not as intentional as we are. And so we can go service those on a weekly, bi-weekly, twice a week, whatever the need is. And let me tell you, they can pay very, very well. And there's no scooping involved. Unless they want you to scoop the green spaces, then that's a whole separate service than the dog stations. But we got variety, and they're willing to pay. And to expand on the commercial side of it, you have apartment complex, condos, dog parks, dog-friendly businesses. We can do a deeper dive at another time on the commercial side of it. So if you are interested in hearing more about that, please let us know down in the comments. If the customers are not paying for pooper scooper service, what exactly are they paying for? That's a really good question. They are paying for peace of mind. They are paying for reliability. They're paying to not have a conversation or an argument with their partner, their spouse, their kids, their grandkids. They're paying to get their time back. They might not know that, but that is what they're paying for. Because when you as a service provider are reliable and convenient, the customer doesn't have to think about it. You are taking that mental load off of that person. And especially if you're taking that mental load off of a female, a mom has so much mental load on her, and you're gonna take that off of her, she'll pay you all day. You stay reliable, you stay convenient, she's gonna keep paying you. And for that peace of mind, a lot of times husbands, the men of the house, they usually want to keep the peace at home. They want their wife happy. They want their kids happy. They want a happy home. So he's going to do what he's got to do to make sure that that is taken care of. And if he's getting nagged constantly about the dog poop, or he's having to moan and groan with the kids, or the mom's moaning and groaning with the kids, it's going to pay a little bit of money to create some peace at home. Because what do they say? Happy wife, happy life? I've heard that, but I've also heard happy spouse, how does the saying go? I feel like I could keep talking to you forever, but I know I gotta cut it short here. If you want to dive deeper into the poop scooping industry, and you're just thirsty, you want to know so much more, you're stuck somewhere in business and you're like, I can't figure out how to get to the next level, and you want to dedicate the time and the energy, please go ahead and check out the Poop Scoop Millionaire community over in school. This community has been built out from start to finish on how to grow and manage and scale and make your pooper scooper business better. The modules are very detailed, yet straight to the point, not a lot of fluff, which is really good because that's what William and Levi are really about. Business, facts, not emotions. Woo, I struggle with that. Facts, not emotions. So if you want to know more about the poop scooping industry, you want to get your business started, you want to make it better, go ahead and click my link down in the description, please, and join the community. You are going to be super stoked that you are. And pretty much everybody's hanging out in the community. You know what I forgot to talk about in this video? Why some people hire you based upon if you haul the dog poop away or not. Because fun fact is, even though dog poop doesn't bother you and it doesn't bother me, the smell of poop and the look of it absolutely disgusts some people. And they want you to make sure you take that dog poop with them. They don't want it left on the premise. They don't want it put in their trash can. They want it hauled away. So if you're interested in knowing more about the pros and cons of hauling the dog poop away, go ahead and watch this video that I created to learn more about that.